Well, it's the biggest play in hockey in years, and it happened off the ice. Today, the NHL announced a new massive Canadian broadcast deal. Rogers Communications has secured exclusive national television and multimedia rights for the next 12 years. The cost? An unprecedented $5.2 billion.
Again, from coast to coast.
But the hockey deal also signals a new era in this country's broadcasting landscape. Whether it was on radio in the 1930s and 40s or television starting in 1952, hockey's line mate has always been the CBC. Today changes that, though not immediately. It's a little complicated. What is clear is that this is a deal about money, culture, changing technologies, and reaching more fans than ever before. We have extensive coverage tonight on this story, starting with the CBC's Peter Armstrong on how this deal came together. Peter.
Mark, this is a blockbuster of a deal, and almost no one saw it coming.
For 60 years, this was the main face of hockey in this country.
Rogers Communications.
Today, Rogers has gone from bit player to the dominant figure in Canadian sports broadcasting, outbidding both the CBC and TSN by a large margin.
For the first time, a premium sports league in North America has sold their exclusive rights to one entity.
Puck comes around the boards. This deal to broadcast these games came together in less than 2 weeks. Until then, TSN and the CBC were seen as the major players. Then last Wednesday, a delegation from Rogers traveled to New York to meet with the NHL. Scott Moore, the president of broadcast, Keith Pelly, the president of Rogers Media, and Nadir Mohammed, the company's president and CEO. During that meeting, the deal emerged. Moore, Pelly, and Mohammed got into a van heading back to the airport.
And I yelled back at Keith. I said, remember what we said 3 years ago, that we'd be the #1 sports media brand? And Nadir finished the sentence and said, nobody's going to be laughing now.
Rogers had won the sole rights to NHL games in Canada. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman broke the news to the CBC last Thursday.
Heart sank. I said, frig, we're out of hockey.
But Lacroix says Bettman told him to reach out to Rogers. For 4 days, negotiating teams met at this Toronto hotel. Slowly, a 4-year deal began to come together. Hockey Night in Canada could be salvaged, but Rogers will control it. The CBC won't have to pay anything, but won't get any revenue either. And all decisions, including staffing, will be made by Rogers. Leaving Canada's most colorful and controversial host wondering what's next.
No, don't ask me a question because there's no comment. And that's I'll ask you, do I have a job? That's the only thing I can ask you.
Don is an icon. Don's also, I believe, turning 80. We'd like to maintain a relationship with Don, and it'll be, a discussion as to what he wants to do.
So, what does this mean for you, the viewer? The scope of it is enormous, and the details are still being worked out, but Rogers says a Saturday night will look more like U.S. college basketball's March Madness, with every region of the country, multiple games on multiple channels. Mark?
All right, Peter, thanks so much.